Play number 2. I know Trevor got that old GTA notebook. Watch what he do. Left, down, circle, hold R2, and now he's out of there. Wait, there's one more button. Hit right, and that cheat code just got activated. And that's play number 2, but at play number 1, y'all resellers, get y'all bots ready, because we got a Saturday release. Them Air Vontae ones dropping. Oh my goodness, y'all see what he just did? That is a touchdown, and that's play number.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? This is the host of the Buzzing With Marlowe podcast. I am yours truly, Warren Marlowe. Guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you like, share, most importantly, subscribe. Hit that notification bell to stay in contact with all our platforms. Just to name a few: Google Podcasts, Podbean, Podchaser, Podvine, Good Pods, and many more, and iHeartRadio. And of course, on the video standpoint, as you are watching us right now, you see the pretty face. We are on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. Yes, we're on Instagram Live right now. Yes, obviously it's a premiere episode, but we are on Instagram Live as well. And of course, we will be on Facebook on the Buzzing With Marlowe Facebook group and the real Buzzing With Marlowe Facebook page. All right, guys. As you saw, there was a little preview of a sample of the announcement of who my guest is today. But first, guys, we want to talk to the ones that pay the bills. First and foremost, I want to thank my lovely Generalist Energy brand product himself. And I'm talking about Dubby. That's right, guys. They are now bringing back the Pom Pomegranate. That's right, guys. They have only 200 tubs of it left. If you want it, go get it. It's on w.gg. Go in there, get you that one. Like I said, guys, there's only 200 tubs of that left, and that's it. And of course, guys, there's so many other optional flavors. Of course, they got it. If you wanting to try the Journalist Energy and you don't want to buy the tub, or it's a little tight on the bills, you can go in there and buy you a shaker cup and get 3 samples. That's right, guys, 3 samples of that. And of course, you can get some hats, the rock and the merch. Type in the promo code BUZZ20, capital B20, and you get 10% off of your purchase. Shout out to Dubby. Shout out to that Journalist Energy. and keeps you going through your day where you don't feel like you got to be drained and everything because you got that journalist energy. And of course, guys, I want to thank the ones, the only, my Bonfire shop, baby. That's right, Bonfire/Buzzing with Marlowe. Get your merch, get your hats. It's cold as monkey outside. Oh my goodness. I am so glad. You know, there's a reason why I moved to Florida. There's a reason why I live in Florida, because I love the hot weather. This this 20-degree weather that's going on today ain't cutting it. No, 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 no. So, guys, go in there, get your hoodie, get your long sleeve, get your V-neck, tank top, short sleeve, all that. And, of course, guys, we have the hats, the most popular ones of them all. We have the beanies, the pom-poms, all that stuff, man. You can go in there, get you some awesome merch. Like I said, man, you got some T-shirts, you got some V-necks, you got some long sleeves, you got the tank tops, you got the Razorbacks for the ladies. That's right, guys. We've got the Razorbacks back in stock. That's right. And the berry pink is back in rolling, man. I know a lot of people have been requesting for those. And like I said, guys, we got hoodies. We've got so many exceptional goodies. And of course, guys, 4 different selections. You type in the promo code BUZZ20, you get 10% off of your purchase. Like I said, guys, you get so many selections. We have the Buzzing with Marlowe, the original logo that you just saw. We have the season 5 logo morphing into season 5. We have that one as well. And of course, we brought it. Everybody's been wanting it. Every setback makes one heck of a comeback slogan. We have those shirts as well. And of course, we've been asked, we've heard you. And of course, I'm about to be making another announcement for a different type of shop for this character as well. I'm talking about Mr. Red, White, and Blue, American Prodigy. That's right, guys. I have my own merch now for that one. Rocking the T-shirts. We have the cartoon logo with the American flag on the back. They look awesome, guys. Super comfortable, super awesome. And we're going to do a different promo code with them as well. But if you use the BUZZ20 promo code, you will still get 10% off of your purchase on that one selected as well. I know we've been requested to have some hats and stuff like that. We're going to work on that. We're going to get some stuff set up. But like I said, we got a couple of announcements that are going to be happening later. I would say later down before almost the ending of this month. But guys, if you're a wrestling fan, the fantasy booking's about to go insane. It's already been crazy insane. You know, when The Rock showed up, said, hey, should I go at the head of the table? Everybody's assuming WrestleMania, Rock, Roman, that's it, period. And then it got shipped over and like, oh, you know, they're going to be in Australia, Perth, Australia for Elimination Chamber. Are we going to get The Rock versus Roman there? Apparently we're not. We're not. So it's just going to make everybody's mind go crazier. And then, of course, guys, we got to talk about it. Is my boy going to finish the story? Is Cody going to finish the story? Oh, man. It's just so much anticipation. The Royal Rumble is next Saturday night. I'm super excited. Super excited. I mean, I've always been excited for, like, you know, the Royal Rumbles and stuff like this, but this one has got so much nostalgia. I don't care about CM Punk, but CM Punk has made a great production standpoint, selling merch-wise. I mean, CM Punk has came back and he's doing well. I mean, he's selling merch like no other. Beating Roman in merch sales, if I remember. But right now, R-Truth, also that came back, is beating everybody in merch sales. And of course, the question is Truth really going to be a part of the Judgment Day? There's so many stuff we could talk about and get there on the web. But guys, if you didn't go back to my episode that happened on Wednesday, we did Wrestle Rant. I know a lot of people enjoyed those. We've had some fun with that. And of course, we're going to do fantasy bookings every week until Commission Talks is back. But Commission Talks will be back next week. Yes, yes, yes. That's right, guys. We're going to be back at the Royal Rumble. So tune in. It's going to be a fun one. I got my boy Brian B from the Beeline LLC. And, of course, I got my boy Dre on Wheels from the 1130 podcast. And we are Commission Talks. We're going to have some fun. We're going to even have a special guest. I haven't even told them about that yet. So It's going to be a lot of fun just coming up nostalgia-wise. We're going to be having so much fun. We're also going to do a watch-along for the Royal Rumble. That's going to be interesting. I haven't done a watch-along with wrestling pay-per-view or anything like that in a long time. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of stuff we got going on. Obviously, guys, this was a pre-recorded interview that I had recently because why I say pre-recorded, because the tournament that my guest was getting ready for just happened last weekend. The weekend that just went by, I'm talking about USA Flag Worlds Championship for flag football. And Jacksonville and Florida really showed out. I will say that. So congrats to Sick With It from the 30 and Up League. They won theirs. They won their championship. Congrats to Gabi. He won the Nationals at the UFFL ones. Shout out to them on that. And high five. Them boys killed it. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that went out to Tampa and played their butts off and did everything they could. I heard almost every team in Jacksonville made playoffs, so that's a big, huge achievement. If anybody's never been to Worlds or whatever, man, it is so tough to not only get in playoff mode and get in playoffs, because it's not based off if you win or lose games. It's based off of point differentials. It's one thing I have a struggle when we talk about the World's Championships, because it is so hard to get in that bracket. And when you get in, you are constantly playing. It's like you're playing until you're done. That's it. And these guys played in Gauntlet. These guys played in so many different formats. So shout out to all the guys that went out to Tampa and balled out, did their things. And welcome back home. Saw some hardware. We got some rings a little bit. Some people got some rings, got some MVP trophies and, the gold medals and stuff. So always good. I say flipping my gums. I've got an awesome guest today, man. We're going to have some fun. If you didn't see just what the little sample was, I'm talking about the one, the only, the mouse himself. That's right, guys. I'm talking about Brian Graham. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a lot of fun with this chat. We're going to talk about so many different things that are going on. Brian had an internship with the New Orleans Pelicans and, of course, the Charlotte Hornets. That's right, guys. So we're going to talk about a lot of that. I'm looking forward to. We're going to talk about the second day he had his internship. You got it. You're in a bunch of professionals. You're an internship for the NBA. So you're going to see some of the great NBA players. And we're going to talk about his second day in the internship. He literally saw in person LeBron James and Michael Jordan the same day. So, guys, we're going to talk about that. We're going to rant talking about flag football, the nostalgia and the build and how everything has grown upon when it talks about flag football. And of course, guys, we're going to also talk about my boy Brian Graham's awesome up and rising content that he is also doing some voiceovers for the college football games and the NFL Madden, and of course for Micah Tani's Jags Flag Football League as well, collab with Created. So, guys, countdown's not going to go to 30 to 1. We will be joined with Brian Graham. And guys, and that will start in 3, 2, 1, right now.
And now we eating Granny mac and cheese. Baby, ain't no pork rinds at the concession stand. Don't worry, Granny. I'll go get that pig skin for you, and I'm going to bring it right to your seat for customer service. First Big Ten game, I had to introduce some boys to that cheese wheel, hit him with that cheddar provolone, turn him to Swiss cheese, and I had to look back at 9 like I forgot the gas tank number at the register. I'm gassed up. Speaking of gassed up, so is Brent Miller. They say he was a generational talent with a strong arm. Must mean he ain't got no deodorant because that pass was stinky. But Granny got me X-Man toy for Christmas. You already know it was Wolverine. I put it right in the mousetrap. Jim Harbaugh said that man is 3 foot tall. If you don't throw it over his head, and Brent Miller finna be a generational T-ball coach.
Tom, we are here with Mouse Graham, who just got cooked by Justin Beck in the state finals last week. He's here to make his college decision. His teammate has just committed to Tennessee, and experts believe he will go join him. Now, Mouse, where will you be attending school? All right, hurry it up now. We ain't got all day.
We're going to the Gators, baby. Gator Nation.
In a shocking turn of events, Mouse to the Gators. If that ain't the countryest shit I've ever heard. Anyways, now, Mouse, you just signed with the Gators, who just signed Tyler Jackson from Sandalwood High, Steve's arch enemy, and you will play Steve later on in the season. Why pick Florida?
You know, they told me they can develop me into Joe Hayden, maybe the next Percy Harvin. You know what I'm saying? I might have to put Steve in the mousetrap, but it is what it is, man.
So Percy Miller and Joe Biden is who they will develop you into? Makes sense to me.
Bruh.
We don't care. Anyways, Javon Johnson has just committed to FSU from the confines of his own home. An NCAA young boy is now at LSU after getting kicked out of the Under Armour All-American game for fighting the whole defense for messing up his one play. But anyways, guys, it's going to be a wild ride next year.
This week we got LSU and NCAA young boy from high school, and he gonna catch this pass and wave with me and say hi, Mouse. He remember me from high school, but I had to match that boy energy, so I had my all black Air Forces pregame because I had to put this boy in the mousetrap. His young boy came with the high top with no socks, and all black Air Force. He done lit me up, and right here I came up hurting, came out the game. This thing curtains, boy, he hit me so hard he took me back to high school. And NCAA young boy cannot guard me. I should have never said his name because he popped up like the Candy Man. And that boy NCAA young boy finna score right here, and we done got 38 hot. But what's going to even make him more mad is when I let him know I'm scarred because I'm sitting on top of young boy head. I know that hurt his pride, but I was hurting 30 days straight as soon as I took that hit. Mousetrap, you better stop playing with me. And NCAA young boy, the best wingman in the world. This man just laid me out. He got Steve looking elite out here. That junk is NCAA young boy neck. I know he squats 600 without holding the bar with his hands. That junk is crazy. But right here, y'all see how I said I couldn't hear nothing? I heard NCAA young boy light me up. Bruh said right foot creep, knock Mouse out his cleats. But right here, this man said, I'm young boy, I zip you up for talking shit. Man, this man had black Air Force energy. He had AirPods in. That man is different. I don't ever want to see bruh again. The state of Jack's flag football versus dude in the orange. Watch, he finna go over this dude head. He caught a body on camera, but we need y'all to run that back. Run that back, because we need y'all help. Anybody, and I mean if you know anybody on the sideline who witnessed this body to the left, I need you to dial 1-800-CREATED because we need their names and witness statements, especially the dude in the hoodie with the clipboard, because I know he wrote it down in full detail, but that boy made number. I took that Nike NIL money and went to Oregon, and my first game was in the swamp, and it was met with boos and calling me a sellout. It don't matter. I'm back up in that mousetrap. I feel like LeBron back in Cleveland. Baby, why would you lie to Granny? I could on the TV and you still playing for the Gators. Ooh-wee, Granny, that is not me. That must be Kane the Conqueror. They done found my replacement. But if he a replacement, he a spare tire on that cheese wheel. I'm gonna hit him with that Parmesan cheddar. You already know. Text hit Steve in high school when he got it. That junk is crazy, but I'm gonna catch this pass. I really wasn't taking exception until dude said he eating Granny mac and cheese. Ooh-wee, but Granny got a new recipe, but it's still baked. And right here, I just baked that cone and now I'm Magler. And speaking of Tyler gonna throw this pick. Now I gotta hawk this dude down like I'm DK Metcalf, but DK Metcalf built like Superman and I'm built like Rocket the Raccoon. That junk is crazy. In the weight room, well, he don't know I'm also missing tackles. He over there like, did I just see that dude had 82 at Kona? Well, his teammate got the breath of a dude who drank 82 Coronas. It almost took me out. The Disney Plus exclusive. We got the Hunchbacks of Notre Dame versus Mickey Mouse. And if you ain't got an account, it's up top at NewYorkSubwayStop.com. Password Mousetrap.
All right, guys, I'm joined with Brian Graham. How you doing, man?
What's up? I'm doing good. How you doing, man?
I'm here, bro. It is Friday. It is Friday. It's been a week, bro. It's been a week.
Man, long week.
Oh, man. So how have you been, man? It's been a minute. It's been a while.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute. Yeah. I'm doing good, making content, getting ready. Biggest flag tournament in the world right now. So,
hey, man, how you been preparing for that? If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about USA flag football. This is the big daddy of them all. We always talk about it's once a year. The way we remember that this term is always coming on, it's the weekend of Martin Luther King. That's literally what it is every single year. We're talking about worlds. It's one that maybe 10% of Jacksonville's ever won, bro.
But yeah, man. I get ready for it, after I've been injured before, like surgery. So now I'm hydrating.
He's on that reckoning. He's ready for that day of reckoning out there for that one.
Yeah, man. I'm out. So ever since injury, I've been drinking water, stretching, sometimes I watch some flag, like some flag games to get ready.
Yeah.
It helps. I don't think people realize like flag is very hard.
I love when you talk about that because so many people don't do that. That's why when we watch those live videos and stuff, I'm watching it just to see what's the difference of the movements and stuff like that. So I love how you talk about that because a lot of people don't realize what it all entails to play flag football. And especially when you play guys like us that play this game pretty often. You don't have to be super athletic, but you got to know what you're doing. You got to know the placements. The most given thing, you got to be able to pull the flags if you're on defense because that's just going to be bad.
Yeah, people don't realize how underrated, or how important flag pulling is. Like, if you can't pull flags, you're going to get beat. It doesn't matter how athletic you are. You're going to get
beat. How quick, how movement, anything, you're done.
You're done. If you can't pull the flag, if you can't pull somebody dipping, going, and it's crazy the moves now. People dip 100 miles per hour.
Pitches, all that stuff, man.
Yeah, pitches and that stuff you got to be ready for. And then if you're playing like corner, and you have never seen nobody run these these routes don't get ran like every day, and they're just. You played fours and you're on that island, and you got Mike Adams back there, and he can throw from end zone to end zone. Now and Myron come around. Myron run a post corner, post top.
The one play
got you exposed, man.
You on the map. You on the map after that one because when Myron gets that celebration in, that means something is there. That gets him and Mike Adams all kinds of pumped up. I sit there and say a lot of times, a lot of people don't give Mike Adams the credit that he deserves. I mean, he doesn't. No, actually, he loves for someone to bro. Like, he's the only quarterback that is. I looked at when I first started playing, and I was like, this is going to be easy. When you look at Mike, you're like, yeah, you're there. Rusher, I got speed, bro. I've been getting props all year. This is my first season, might add. So we were going in undefeated. And this was when Ralph was doing like the game of the week type scenarios. So we played against Wet and Dirty on Facebook Live. Like, that was an earning ship. It was my team, Hateful Eight, with me, Sydney, Jamie, E, Davon, June, all the guys. And we were getting in there lined up. We were ready to go. I sit there and look at Mike Adams. I'm like, this is
easy money.
Easy. And then when I don't realize, bro, this is the first quarterback I saw do this, is he's backed up like 20. What are you getting? And I looked at Sydney and Jamie. They're like, bro, Jamie was looking at me. He's like, don't be smiling. He's going to give you hell. And I'm just looking at him like, man, what in the world? And then I looked at Jamie when he backed like 20 yards for a hike. I said, there is no effing way he's getting this snap. And Myron just straight to him. And I just looked at it. I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to go after him or go for this hitter.
Yeah, once you see him lying back there, it's like, dang. It's like you have to rush, but it's like, I'm definitely
you have to rush. You know you're not getting him.
You're not getting there.
Just get close enough. That ball's already gone.
And then he done threw it 40 yards down the sideline.
I remember, you remember the play where the guy that was rushing Lamar in the Jaguar game where Lamar got that throw off to that tight end. He goes, how? That's literally how I was when Mike got that throw off. And then I just see Myron just go, bam, 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 do his little drum thing. I said, how the hell did he get this thing off?
Man, it's so crazy because it's a couple. Like, I remember when, like, Mike Atani, too. Like, his arms messed up.
Mike Atani, bro. lot of people don't realize that man could sling a ball real quick.
Yeah, and Mike was crazy. Is Mike used to be like my 10-year-old baseball coach.
Okay.
And so like I said, like I came from college flag, and it's easy. Like, college, it's not, it's not veterans, just everybody, they new to the game. So it's easy. We beating everybody. So I go out there, Mike League, first time, and I can't remember who I was guarding. It might have been Petey. Petey's another person. Man, Petey hit me with a stop and go, and I'm not thinking Mike gonna pump fake. Man, Mike pump fake so hard, I almost ended in the backfield with him. Like, that's how bad he pump fake. I was finna jump it. Petey wide open.
Shout out to Petey, man. I love Petey. Petey he gets better with age somehow too.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
The thing about these guys that play flag. The older guys still can play with the younger generation at the same time. Mike Adams, Joe, Petey, Ramon. We were just talking about Ramon off the camera. Shout out to Ramon.
Yeah.
There's so many different guys. Jamie Harper, all these dudes.
Yeah, Jamie.
It's like, and Mark. Like, people don't realize how long Mark's been playing in this game. Like, Mark has told me countless stories about flag football. Josh Gabby.
I'm playing one format with Gabby this weekend. So I'm playing Air It Out. I've never played Air It Out before, but
bro, I watched all theirs when they first brought Air It Out, and I was just like, oh my god, it's the old school scenario, no pitches, nothing.
Oh, that's what it is.
I was like, this is so awesome, and I just looked at it and said, bro, does anybody need one? I want to play on this one, especially on defense. Like, oh man, this is a luxury.
I don't have to worry about the guy.
Oh my gosh, man. But yeah, Brian, like we talk about it, like people doesn't see flag football as like how we see it because it is a big game. I mean, bro, it's now going to be an Olympic sport.
It's an Olympics.
It's in the Olympics now.
Yeah, and we got two. Was it I forgot. I think it's IFAF. They did a World Championships. We got two of them in our league. Laval and J-Day.
Yep.
Gold medalists.
Yep. And Laval just signed to be a professional flag football player as well.
Las Vegas. It's so crazy. He was on my when he first came out the flag, I came out the flag, and we were the Thunder Buddies. So every time he makes it, I make a post and I say from Thunder Buddies to whatever, because it's funny. Because we were bad when we first started. We were terrible.
I remember a lot of people said Lavelle was super fast, but couldn't catch to save his life.
Couldn't. Like, and what's crazy is like Lavelle, he used to be fast, and he'll tell you he couldn't catch a cold. Lavelle didn't have no dip moves, and now he just went viral for duck walking at 100 miles per hour.
Bro, I watched that video. I said, "There's no way that's him." I said, "There's no way that he is dipping." And then he did a little laughing emoji when I said, "There is no way this is you." And I was just like, "Man, this dude has grown." I remember when I played with Laval, and Laval helped me when he was playing with Wild Boys and stuff like that, and he was helping me on like just being aware of the defenses and stuff.
Yeah,
and a lot of people don't realize like how much he knows of this game, even though y'all both. I mean, and RZ as well. Like, y'all were some big time track athletes and stuff like that. So, like, y'all coming in and playing flag football, the speed is already there. Like, that's how I thought flag was the beginning. It was like, oh, you just got to be fast and someone doesn't grab your flag. That is not the case.
It's just not
the case. And especially if you play these out of town tournaments, bro, you don't even have to throw the ball. They just pitching all the way down to the damn end zone.
All the way down the field. Man,
that would be the most frustrating thing you could ever see.
I'm telling you, like, and then I like speaking of people who aren't fast, Code Red, right?
Oh my god,
we played in Gabby's tournament, Code Red championship game. The only athlete that looked like an athlete was Keith.
Yep.
So we go out there and TJ, he's my guy. Man, we score first play. And TJ like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a long day for y'all old, MFers. And then first play next drive. No, not first play. It was sometime in that drive. They scored, and it was just like we were so lost on defense. It was how. And then what's the quarterback's name? I think it's Charlie. Charlie was like, not bad for some old, huh? Y'all in for a long day. I like, dang. And then they beat us on the last play of the game.
No, the worst part, I have great Mike Adams stories when I talk about Charlie. Charlie was the first quarterback I played against, and we looked at him, and I remember Charlie comes in there. He has the muscle shirt on, everything, and Charlie just with a smirk on his face because he knows people are looking at him and just like, oh, they're nothing. They're a bunch of old guys. Him and Brett are still playing this game to this day right now at a high level. They're the last team in Jacksonville to win a world championship. If anybody doesn't remember, like with Boggs, all those guys. Shout out to Sean Boggs, Joey, all them, man. They do phenomenal work. When you look at this group, you're thinking, bro, I can score at least 20 points on. At least 20 to 40 at the most.
We running
but
it up.
When you go against these guys on defense, they're one of the best defenses in Jacksonville for a good portion of times. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of people getting on me about you really just said they're the best defense, but they're very smart on that. They're
smart.
Defense,
yeah, they don't have.
If I could use them as a reference in basketball, they're the Spurs. Like they literally were that wise in scenario where they know where their placements is. They're not the most athletic guys there. They can hold their own. But when you look at them, you're like, oh, bro, look at that Kingbird. You're thinking you can just run over Kingbird right up top the head.
Fly route.
And then you see that, bro. And Kingbird, he holds his time. He'll tell you, I got fat and lazy at the time, but he could still go.
Yeah.
I mean, with Boggs going get you a flag, you're pretty sure you're going to get wrapped around and probably get knocked down.
That flag might take you to the ground, but he going to get the flag.
You're going to get it. And Joey finds a way to slide where you think you're going away from him. He's still right by your side somehow, some way. Like I talk about Code Red a lot because when you talk about getting introduced in a flag football, you have to have a Code Red experience. By far, that is literally in the initiation.
Everything you need to know that no matter who
you line up with, Kevin don't look athletic at all, but you're not going to grab his flag because he's sticking his butt out in front of you all the time. I remember the tournament. I remember Worlds last time. Somebody was complaining, it's like, man, he keeps sticking his damn butt out. I'm not touching his butt to grab that flag. And they're like, well, you're going to lose.
Flag move though.
They know how to play that game, and they play it very strategic and very slow at the same time, and you still cannot capitalize on it.
Can't get it at all.
That's insane. That's funny though. I love how when you were talking about Charlie, and you're like, "Oh, we're gonna dump over their heads."
Yeah, we were just like, "Man, we're about to beat these old men." And then Charlie, as soon as he scored, he said it right back. So he's not backing down either.
And Brett don't play around either, man. When you look at Brett's still catching passes and running routes.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I looked at Brett. I said, man, it's sad, man. I'm not even playing anymore, and you're still playing. Oh, man. Shout out to that group, man. I'm glad they're still running. And, I mean, they're still playing at a high level, too.
Yeah. It's crazy. And then on the other spectrum, I played against the people from the team from Tampa, Kings of Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And I played one tournament with Parlay. And
I remember you played that.
And
one.
it was like my first time playing like really pro. So he goes, yeah, man, come play defense for me, Joe. And he's like, all right. So I come out there and he's like, yeah, I need you to rush. And I line up, and in the backfield is Mark, Pablo, and Belt. And I'm just like, well, this is gonna be and then like I didn't even know them like that. But the first time I seen them run, I said, oh yeah, it's about to be a long day. Long day.
Oh man.
And that was a couple years ago.
Yeah. And this is probably when Pablo was still under the radar type scenario. He was getting up to that higher standard at that time. But yeah, man, Pablo, I remember going against Hoosh. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, I haven't
nightmare.
Yeah, I haven't went against him.
I would pick a day not to rush playing against Hoosh. Not even.
Yeah, I can just imagine. Because man, we had I don't watch Hoosh, and Hoosh done ran down NFL players, burnt NFL players for $1 million. And I played Velt in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Velt, I guess he's newer. I don't know.
Yeah.
But same type of person, and it was me and Higgs. We were just rotating because he gonna run. He gonna run. I mean, it wasn't like I was tired. It's like, man, we gotta give him a different look. Give him somebody tall. Give him somebody fast, and he's still.
That's my big brother right there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm over here, and I'm standing in front of him, and then next thing you know, he gone. Like it's crazy. Like it's just
You got it. You got it.
Make one false step, and he running for 20 yards, maybe a touchdown.
The craziest thing is he'll wait for you. That's the craziest part about those two. Like they literally will wait for the rush. They won't wait on if I can remember his name. His last name's Turner. Devin. If they won't wait on Devin to rush. I will say probably Devin's probably one of the best rushers in a long time. If you ain't watched any of his game footage.
Yeah, I know. I done seen him.
He's good. I give him his credit because like I always see these rushers always having to be tall or whatever. Devin's like my height and stuff, but he gets there and it's like you're not sliding by Devin. If you slide by Devin, you figured something out. But when you talk about when you got Velt, and I remember Velt used to be really quiet at the time. I know now since he's gotten into the higher up, he's more talkative now. Like you know of him now.
Yeah.
But it's like so funny when we talk about these guys and stuff, and they're all Florida players.
All Florida guys.
But now we have Texas. We have freaking New Orleans. We have all these different areas now. The New York audience, the California guys are actually starting to get up and more in ranks with the pitches and stuff now. Like it's insane how much as a whole flag football has grown.
It's grown. Yep.
Because we used to get stories all the time when we played in Ralph's leagues, like, man, Jacksonville just goes in there and dog craps on everybody.
Yeah.
Like, there was no game against them. Because I remember all worlds used to be in Orlando at those times. And they literally would just say a Jacksonville team was already going to win. Like they would put the Jacksonville teams against each other. Yeah, they used to put – so what I heard that's what they started purposely trying to do is get the Jacksonville teams to play each other in the preliminaries so they can get them out faster so everybody else gets an opportunity at the time.
Yeah.
But other than that, when you got flag and everything like that, man, so how did you get introduced into flag football?
So Josh Gabriel, my quarterback, he played baseball with me and basketball when we were younger. We're like good friends. So it was actually Sevens, like 2013. He was like, hey man, I got this team, they need people, like come out. So I came out and I was like, oh yeah, this is fun. Like, and then what's crazy is so like that's Sevens. So I didn't get into fours till like 2015. And in and that's because Josh used to try to get me out all the time. But I was like, man, I'm not playing fours. Like going back to the college days.
So weird.
Yeah, fours were just weird. It was just like we're playing half a field. It's like playing 3-on-3 basketball. At first, that's what I thought.
Full court.
And then like college, it was just like I was just running by everybody because nobody knew the game, nobody knew defenses. It was just all, every play man to man, no matter what, and trying to run. And I was just going, it was boring. That's what I thought. And then I finally, he was like, man, come out, man, see how you like it. I finally came out there, and that's when I just got introduced to, okay, this is something serious. This is something different than what I've been playing at college. And like since then, like what's crazy is I've been off and on like since 2015, not purposely, but like in 2015, I started playing, and in the middle of the season, that's when I took my internship to Charlotte. Came back. I didn't play in Charlotte because I didn't know any leagues.
Right.
Came back, played again for a little bit. Then I went to New Orleans for a year. Didn't play because I didn't know anybody. Then I came back, and then I started playing again. Then I got hurt like 2 years after the fact, had surgery. And now I'm just like, for the past 3, 4, whatever years since, I'm there every Saturday. Every Saturday.
Is it something you look forward to every Saturday?
Oh yeah, man. We're outside of Worlds, we're on a break right now. And it's just like, man, I don't know what to do.
It feels weird. I remember when I saw this thing because the one thing that caught me when Ralph's league was up, because I lived in Orange Park at the time, so it was like right there, literally a bike ride, I can go to the fields where they were playing at first. And we were always talking about, it's like, it's crazy how the leagues are set up like every, like maybe a week or two break, and then boom, you're right back to the next season.
You're right back to flag.
So it was something really cool to look forward to. But in a time when you're looking at it, it's like, damn, how much money have I really been spending on this stuff?
Yeah, it adds up. You don't, you pay.
You get in that Jice, you like, bro, you got to think, oh, those uniforms look cool. Let's get those. Like, you're just in that mindset. You ain't thinking, oh, I'm getting a full uniform. I got to get the other one. You got to get these other things, the flags, the pops, everything.
Poppers, man, like, you lose those flags.
Gosh. Oh, bro. Oh, my goodness.
Money come right out your pocket.
I remember when I first had the old first flags, bro, I hated those things. Those
things.
Elastic ones, I couldn't stand that thing. So when I went to my first tournament, I got the Velcro strap thing.
Yeah, Velcro.
I said I'll never go back to any.
Yeah, I can never use it because the other ones, they slide off you.
Yep.
They rip.
It's like they don't even pull the flag. Like if you run, the flag will just slide out.
Off.
And I remember a lot of guys used to talk about that. It was like, that was a good thing about flag, man. You barely could get them, and you still find a way to pull the flag. I said, well, technically, you weren't pulling the flag.
Yeah. You literally can rip the belt. Like people have just ripped the whole belt off. Don't grab the flag, grab the belt, come on.
Just rip it straight off the thing.
Yeah, now you gotta grab because it's so close to your hips.
Mm-hmm.
And
so what do you think is like the nostalgia standpoint from obviously with you being introduced in the flag to what it is now?
Like the growth, like when I first came out there, like I said, I was one of those people. It's just flag is just it's easy, and then you go play like these teams, and then back then it was like at Mike's league we were like considered the little brothers, right? We were Duval Kings at the time, and like
I remember that,
yeah. So we were Duval Kings, and then like it would be like Wet and Dirty, Mike's team playmakers, Bad Blood, YBZ, it was Sick With It, and it was stacked. Like the Top Gun division was stacked. So like we watch Sick With It and YBZ play, and they're cussing each other out whole game, like, oh yeah, you sorry son of, you know what I'm saying? And then they go shake each other's hand, and then they'll come to, you know what I'm saying? They go shake each other's hand, and then they'll come to us, and because, you know what I'm saying, they're not talking to us like that because we're, unless we talk to them, and which we did sometimes, and they would talk to us, but not how they were talking to them. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, y'all time coming, you know what I'm saying? They just beat us 40-something to 20. And just beat the brakes off of us, and they're just like, yeah, y'all time coming. And then when you still see those people out there today, and they're still playing at a high level, it's crazy.
High level. And I mean, they don't look like they've slowed down much. Jamie looks like he's gotten better with age. I mean, he's slimmed down a lot from what he was when I first played. And Jamie, you could tell, like, him slimming off that weight, you're seeing him more on offense. You're seeing him on the defense standpoint. Like, sometimes you won't never see Jamie off the field. Like, it's so crazy when you see these guys like Myron. When Myron gets on play on defense now, I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Where was this?
Yeah, man, like, and then Jamie's another guy. Like, first time I played Jamie, I was playing with Danny and Ralph League, Corona. Mm-hmm. And like, Jamie looks athletic, but I didn't know Jamie was in the league. And so first thing I did, I walked up on Jamie like I'll about to press, like not press him, but I'm right here. And then Danny's rushing, and he just looks over and he said he played in the league. And I said, what? Height, touchdown. Just it happened that fast. And I'm just like, bro, what? This is crazy.
He could, when you look at Jamie, like you could see it a little bit. I remember when shout out to my boy Sydney Smith. Like we were talking about it, and
another guy.
We were talking, bro. A lot of people talked about how he was just a nightmare on defense, and but Sydney was telling me, he's like, yeah, Jamie played for the Titans and such and such. And I was like, no, I don't. I would know who plays on the Titans. Like that's the guy that I was wondering because they had Jamie start in the preseason. Like he
Because,
started the
Chris
whole time
Johnson.
because of the lockout. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then apparently you never heard of Jamie again because Chris Johnson got his
Chris
contract
Johnson.
and got everything guaranteed. So Jamie never really got to have another set down on that. But I was like, bro, Jamie, like this guy is good. Like I don't know why they not starting him. I mean, obviously it's Chris Johnson.
It's Chris Johnson. That's generational.
But you the one thing that I remember with Jamie though is he would always do the backflip when he would score. And and when I found out it was him doing the backflip, because a lot of people weren't doing backflips on the field. And that's what Jamie looked at it as, that's how he would stand out and play it. And he used to do it in Trinity. I remember him doing it in Trinity. That he would do the backflip, stuff like that. And he would like trend all over MySpace and stuff like that. We're speaking our age now. This is when MySpace was every other week you changed your page and your music. This is how we're speaking our age right now. I took so much pride when basketball season come up and then you play Make It Rain on the basketball. you talk about getting hype, and then when what's his name, Hurricane Chris, when he had that song Hand Clap.
Hand Clap.
Oh man, I had to listen to that every basketball game, bro. So it's like when you saw Jamie doing the backflips and stuff like that, and I went back and looked, I was like, oh snap. And then me and Jamie talked for a while, and I was just like, bro, when you talk to you don't seem like you've been in the league or whatever like that. You just seem like it's just another day for you. Like it's like what it was there. I was appreciative, but he's not like super bitter about it. And that's something I really, really respect about Jamie, because Jamie looks at it as it was a lesson for him. And when I found out what caused him to get out of the league, whatever, and I asked him about it, he said, it is what it is. But it's like he's not like super bitter about it. And that's something like I respected so much from Jamie.
Yeah.
When you look at him, he just looks like a very athletic guy that could play any fucking sport he probably wanted to. But it's just like he had so much knowledge for so many things. And that's something I like how you talking about, oh yeah, he was in the league and it's like, oh, touchdown score. Like
it happened that fast too. And he looked at me, he said he was in the league. And I said, what?
Bro, I had YBZ basically partially on my team when I first got into flag, so 5-man. So this tells you how early on I started into this thing.
Yeah.
And I found out, I was like, bro, how did you get YBZ on your team? I didn't know any of them really at the time because I knew Sydney from my job. And Sydney was trying to tell me, he's like, yeah, bro, I play professional flag football, such and such. And I was talking to my buddy, I don't know if you know him, Josh Kennedy. You know Josh Kennedy?
I think I remember.
Tall, lanky white boy.
Yeah.
He was super athletic. He never really played football in high school or anything, but was just a good ass receiver. He played semi, I think, a little bit. And we decided we were going to put a Walmart team together. And Sydney was like, hey man, I played in professional flag football. And I just looked at it, was like, okay, yeah, cool. You can play, but all right, cool. Pro flag football.
Flag football.
I didn't know that was a thing. Cool, whatever. And I go back and I'm like, holy cow, this mother was playing with Michael Vick, all these guys. I'm like, why wasn't I knowing of this? Like, what was it, a big thing? Like, what was this thing? We're playing against Danny Warford and all them. I'm like, where was this?
Like I said, you never know how big it could get, how it was, like, especially when you first got out there. And then now to see it, it's just crazy. And it's an Olympic sport. Came a long way.
And shout out Lavelle, man. When we talk about it, bro, like he's came a long way. And now instead of just playing with us on Saturdays, he's big time. I joked with him last time because he wasn't on the tournament. I said, "Oh, you're too big for us to play now." That's what it is now. You're just too big to play football. And he started laughing and smirk. You know his little thing. He walks over and goes, "Hey,
yeah, hey man,
hey, you'll get there, Marlowe. You'll get there."
Oh yeah, he'll be like, you'll get there. Like, we don't have the speed you got. You know what I'm saying? But I see what you're saying.
I think he can give a cheetah a run for it sometime. I'm like, man, there's not normal for this at all.
People don't realize he was like literally
I heard he
a
was
D1.
insanely faster when he was on track. I heard
Yeah,
he was insanely fast.
he was a D1 400-meter conference champion. Like, that is
Now he's a
hard.
professional flag football player. He
Pro
went from
flag
Clifford Franklin to the Wild Yam receiver. Now he just catches everything. He
Everything.
catches it all now. But now we talked about the flag football standpoint. So now let's talk about your internship and stuff like that. We'll dial back a little bit. So how was that experience?
Oh man, I loved it. I appreciate the time I spent there. I was in rooms with people and walking past people. I would have never thought, like growing up, you see these guys, you playing the video games and
Mhm.
you watching them on TV, and now like you're there. So like how I got the internship. So like I was doing internships with the Sharks, the Suns,
I remember that. Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I just went on the teamwork online. I applied for the Hornets, and like I had a phone interview, and I didn't think I got it at all because my phone interview lasted 6 minutes, and I was just like,
Those are the worst.
yeah, I was like, and then I was like, dang, I think I just blew this. Like I just blew it. There's no way I'm getting this. And then like 3 weeks went by, didn't hear nothing. And I'm at Target, and Target is a whole nother thing. I hated Target with a passion. That was one of my worst jobs ever. I was a cart attendant. I wouldn't put that on anybody. But so I'm sitting, I'm working, phone ring, 704 area code. And it says Charlotte. I'm like, oh snap, this might be them. You know, I'm on the clock. I walk right out. I go to my car.
As soon as I'm out.
I go to my car, pick up. Hello, this is such and such with the Charlotte Hornets. We like to offer you the event presentation internship. And like, first thing I did was I muted my phone. I couldn't believe it. I was like, there's no way somebody messing with me right now. I get back on the phone and she's like, hello, you there? I was like, yeah. You're like, do you accept it? Yeah, I accept it. It's like, yeah, we're gonna send the letter and whatnot. And I sat in my car on the clock for like an hour and a half, just like man,
they will understand.
Yeah, they'll understand. I'm finna get out of here. So I go to Charlotte, and like I'm doing like event presentation. So basically, what that is like we schedule color guards, halftime shows, write the game scripts for like the entertainment mascots. The skits you see on the Jumbotron, like we basically plan and coordinate all that, make sure everything runs smooth. T-shirt tosses, like anything entertainment level. Like as soon as you walk in the building, like people might be doing face painting. We schedule all that. So that's just like the overview. So like my first game, bro, we're playing the Hawks, and like I was one of those people. I was like, man, I'm never gonna get starstruck. Like, you know what I'm saying? And my first game, I walked past Dominique Wilkins and Patrick Ewing. Oh, and I'm just and the guy who's training me, Dodge, man, that's my guy. Man, I'm walking and I'm like, is that Dominique Wilkins and Patrick Ewing? And he was just like, oh yeah, that's them. And he just shook it off. And like to me, this is a big deal because these dudes are legends, Hall of Famers.
That's childhood. Yeah.
Top 50 players ever. And I'm just like, man. So I'd go through my first game, like, and then during the game, like you're on the court, like it's courtside seats and work. That's what I like to call it. Like that's basically what it is. So we go through the game, and I was like, okay, well, I seen how he handled himself. This is how I'm gonna handle myself for the rest of the season. Second game, we played the Cavaliers, and this is when LeBron, Kyrie,
oh wow, the super
all of them are there. All of them. Like this is like I think that was the year they beat the Warriors and they came back 3-1. Yeah, I think that was the season. So coming through so I'm walking, I'm setting up, getting the stuff ready for the entertainment, and like it's pregame shoot around. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning. They got the curtain closed, and so I'm walking this way. and they're walking out the curtain. And I'm like, oh snap, it's LeBron, and he's bigger than everybody. Like they say he's 6'8", but like he's like Kevin Love.
This is when he was still like built like a linebacker.
Yeah, built like a linebacker. And Kevin Love, he's 7 foot. He made Kevin Love look tiny. And so I'm walking past him and I'm just like, man, wait till I tell everybody about this. I got on my phone. I'm like, bro, I just walked past.
Try to sneak a picture.
So,
try to go clip.
So I did. I'm not gonna lie, I did. But that's frowned upon, and that was the only time I tried to do that. But that was also my second game, and I was fanned out because I seen him since high school. Like
the king.
Like I didn't make it like, oh yeah, I did it conspicuously, as you said. So that happens, and I'm texting everybody. I think I done posted on Facebook. Yo, I just walked past LeBron James. 10 minutes later, I walked back to the back, grabbed something else. I'm walking past the curtain. It's freaking Michael Jordan.
Oh wow.
It's MJ. And I'm just like, and like he probably seen it on my face. It's just like, that's literally the face I gave him. And like as he's walking, he's like, what's up, brother? And I was like, what's up, boss? And then he was just like, after that, he just disappeared. Like you turn around, he was gone. And I'm just, y'all, I just met Michael Jordan. I just said what's up to Michael Jordan. My internship's been made.
So LeBron and MJ at the same time.
And MJ. But man, yeah, man, the internship, like Charlotte, like I moved back to Charlotte. The internship, it was great. We made the playoffs that year.
Yep.
So I got to experience the playoffs. Like I got slimed on Nickelodeon night.
Really?
Yeah, man. Like, well, it was before Nickelodeon night, and I got to play Double Dare. So like, there was a contest. Whoever got the most Nickelodeon trivia questions right got slimed, and I'm a '90s baby. That's all we watched back in the day. So I got them all right. I got slimed. I got it on video. It was the official Nickelodeon slime. I got to play. Wow. Yeah, man. I got to play Double Dare with and Kel Mitchell was the host for the night. I was working with Kel Mitchell because we work with the host, and we like followed him around with the camera, make sure they're in the right spot. Because like what people don't realize in the background of NBA games, all the entertainment, everything is timed down to the millisecond almost.
Yeah. Like
because of commercials and stuff. So yeah, man, like that was a crazy experience. And like, oh, and so I don't know if you remember the purple shirt game.
The purple shirt game. Oh,
so it was the playoff game. So we made the playoffs, and we played the Miami Heat.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Yeah, played the Miami Heat. So they went up 2-0. And like in the office, we're kind of like, once the playoffs are over, my internship would be over. So we're just kind of not gonna lie.
Hopefully it still gets there.
Yeah, so we're like, man, it's not looking good. It might not, like they might sweep us. It might not be a game 5-6 or whatever that was at home. Came 1-2 at home, won the third one. So my graduation was the day of the purple shirt game.
Oh,
okay. So before the week, I'm setting up for this game and next game because I'm like, okay, I'm finna come back because we up 3-2. We just beat them 3 games in a row. There's no way we lose 2 in a row. And I'm watching it after my graduation at home back in Jacksonville. I'm like, oh yeah, we going to the second round. Who did they play that year? I think it would have been LeBron. I think it would have been the Cavs.
That was the Cavs, yeah.
Yeah, I would think it would have been the Cavs. So I'm like, man, we finna playoffs. We playing LeBron in the playoffs. We up like 10 with 2 minutes left. Next thing you know, you see this purple shirt guy just all up in the TV talking trash to Dwayne Wade. And after that, like Dwayne Wade don't even shoot threes. He hit like 3 and then just went crazy. And they won. And I was just like, man, it was like I was watching my internship end slowly. Every time he stood up, he scored like 15 fourth quarter, something crazy. And then they went home to Miami, and then we lost, and then I had to say my goodbyes. to my internship.
That's gotta be the worst part. Like, you know, as cool as that whole year was, that was it. Like that was just that year type scenario. So that's pretty cool, man. I still can't believe you met LeBron and Michael in the same day.
Yeah, same day within 10 minutes. And
Why you
that's
missing
when I
Kobe?
realized I made it.
Target, peace.
Yeah, target piece. Never going back. Never. That's what I was saying.
But that's awesome, man. So you seeing like all that transition and stuff. Now you're into content creating. How has that been for you?
Man, content creation, it's been fun. Like back before, like I went to Charlotte, I used to do it a little bit, but it was like more like I was just on my phone, like work stories, like, and like I used to do battle rap content. So like when I was doing that, I didn't take it as serious as I do now.
Mm-hmm.
So like during the pandemic, learned how to build a computer, like just YouTube University. And then I was just like, I was on YouTube and I was watching a couple guys like who made content creation. And I was like, man, this seems fun. I think I can do it. So I just did it. And then it just like on Facebook, it just took off.
Mm-hmm.
Like people tell, like I play flag football and people on the sideline are yelling mousetrap.
Yeah.
The cheese wheel. And like I made those things up just playing the game, just like messing around. And it's crazy. Like those are like slogans now. So yeah, content creation's been fun, man. Like I wish I would have started earlier, but I'm glad I'm into it now.
It's at its highest right now. I would say definitely in the video game realm, it's really more grown than when we talk about the COVID years, I think in a creative standpoint. So yeah. I think with content creating, that's how Buzzing With Marlowe was formed. I had an Anchor app and I was like, hey, you can record your voice, play around with it. You're going to automatically be on Spotify type scenario. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. I did one episode where I just did about myself, talked about myself. And I was like, I'm probably not going to go more than 5 minutes. I don't see this a whole gross scenario. And found out it went an hour. And I did 2 more episodes after that. And then Anchor personally called me and was like, hey, you do know you need to edit these episodes. So and this tells you how early on, if you could listen to the episodes, you're probably hearing echoes, you hear my voice echo through the thing. Yeah. Like I'm just recording through a phone, bro. So like I got these Bluetooth headset that I probably got from Ross and just sit here and just record nonstop. And like it was so funny when they called me. And they went and they showed me everything. Like we went on a Zoom call and showed me how to, play with the things, how to edit stuff, whatever it needs to be and stuff like that. So it was really cool to see this thing because when you look at a podcast stand, you're like, oh, you're just hitting record and you're going. And this is when it was still in the very early ages of where podcasters were really starting to do the video interviews at the same time. I looked at it and said, I won't be doing that part because I just can't see myself looking through a camera all the time. Go figure now. Yeah. We did 3 seasons where I was with a group called Commission Talks and my boys Shizlinsky and Bryant. I met Dre on Wheels from the 1130 podcast. They were doing video podcasts and they were telling me like, hey, it's the new thing. That's how you're going to grow this thing more. So I decided to do it. And I mean, now I just can't get enough of it because now this platform right here, the thing that we're using, you can record audio and video at the same time. And that was so much better because, man, when I had to record off of Anchor, I'm sitting there having to take this little stylus thing and pull out this part, play with this part. And I mean, I'm editing all this shit on my phone. Like, you want to talk about some difficulties. Oh my goodness. And these damn touch screens. I don't care if you're supposed to touch the screen. When you hit this thing and it's not moving, I'm ready to throw the phone like 5 times. And this is at the time when Anchor, I had to listen to the episode at least 500 times before I could even put the episode out, because I'm making sure every little part that I took out was, oh, this part was there. I got to take this side on this one, to where I went to StreamYard and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is luxury. If I mean, I could pick the little spots, take this over here, like how you just talk about YouTube University. Like, when you look at the content creating standpoint, when you look at an overall thing on these things, especially when I look at my content, I'm looking at it as like, all right, so what are they bringing different visually that I'm not? And I mean, at my times is I'm thinking, oh, it's just because I just know a certain amount of people. I think that's what my cusp is on it. When I'm watching kids like my daughter, she is obsessed with YouTube with Diana and Roma. That is the thing for her. This is this little girl and her brother. They do YouTube search all over the place. And I looked there and watched their content. I'm like, this is the most crummiest stuff I've ever seen in my life. 5.7 million views.
Man, it'd be crazy when you see people views.
I'm looking at them like, what do they do? Like, what do they do? Like, and I was like, and then obviously now that we know the growth of YouTube, we're like, I want to see the analytics. What's the age limit on these things?
It's great. Yeah, when like you would think, like I think like what deters a lot of people, like people may think, oh
sports
man,
is what really gets people to watch stuff, and that's something I've realized with my kids, because my daughter, she like I said, she likes to watch Diana and Roma. But she's got into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is really awesome because 90s babies. We grew up on this stuff. My kids are obsessed with Mario now, not because of old Mario, because of the movie Mario. So it's like these things have introduced them into the things. And it's like, but she got hooked on Ninja Turtles off of YouTube, off of a toy commercial advertisement, off of a YouTube Shorts.
That's crazy.
And like when I watched the shorts, and she was just consistently just sliding up. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, that's why these shorts are so big on like viewership and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's something I started doing because I started watching that. Because I've learned a lot. Just, it kind of sounds weird, but watching my kids study the YouTube realm, and I look at it and like, oh, this is this. And I had my friends that I talked about that introduced me to the video podcast. They were talking about shorts. And when I started doing the shorts, even though I was doing them in a weird way, I would edit them on my photo album thing and then put them straight into the episode. So they look kind of like you just saw one side of the camera. So it looked really bad at the time. But I mean, they were getting views, because it's so funny when I go back and look at all the YouTube content I've had in the past. I'm just sitting, I'm like, God, that is terrible. Oh my gosh, what was I thinking of putting this on YouTube?
Yeah, I be feeling the same way sometimes. It'd be like, man, I really put this out, and like,
bro, you took pride in it because you're seeing the viewers like, yeah, man, they like this episode. And you're looking at us like, nah, this don't look that great.
You start looking, and you're like, oh, I could have did this better. I could have did this.
Yeah, you're sitting there nitpicking it, and that's something that my wife has looked at. And she's like, how do you watch your stuff? Because you literally don't say anything positive about your content, like literally. I'm just like, I don't know. And I was like, just sitting there looking at it. And I mean, it's so cool when you see these things, because you don't realize them until you see all this other things. And it's like, wow, I could have added this. I could have added this part. My biggest thing, what I didn't know when I was doing YouTube at first, was the end credits. That is very needed. Like when, so like when you put the video out, I have this thing now, it's called TubeBuddy, where they will show me the analytics of how to distribute the episode before you do it. And they always say you need the end credits. The end credits is what's really going to build the audience to it. And I always was wondering how that works. So I did the end credit on it. And I mean, my viewership increased so much more than my normal, because I guess the end credits show a value to it. It's just crazy how, like, when you look at the content creating standpoint, like what added on, what really makes that value.
So like for me, like what I added on, because when I first started, I was doing like the whole thing, because everybody on YouTube like when they do stuff like this, like whether it's NCAA, 2K, they do stories, and like their storytelling is immaculate. Like
Yes.
it's a couple people in the space who they supported my content, like King J Mace, Tay Dior, Dapper Bird Gaming. It's a guy T Top, and T Top and Dapper Bird are actually from Jacksonville. So,
Okay.
but yeah, like those dudes, you see them, and then so like when I was making it at first, like I was trying to make it a story. It was basically my story. Like I was a track runner, didn't play football, so I was like, what? It's like a what if story. So that's why he's 5'7", 150 pounds, not really a tackler. So like once I started adding like the comedy aspect, which is what I used to do, when I balanced the two, that's when it just took off. Like on the shorts, like when I started like adding, like I used to add like storylines and beef,
Yep.
like on some wrestling stuff, like
that's what I was like. Some of the WWE stuff going, RKO or something. I love that.
That was like the best TV growing up. But like so like it started like with me and my quarterback, you know, Steve. That was my first quarterback. We kind of had this riff, and because he would always throw interceptions. And then like once that did, people were like I said, I go out to flag events, and people be like, "Man, why you keep talking about Steve like that? Why you keep talking about Steve like that?" And I was like, okay, maybe I can just keep adding on to this. And then, so like going back to the story, I started adding slogans. Wrestling. The Rock was my favorite wrestler. He had a slogan for everything. Like he's funniest guy on TV to me. So I added my
Bro, don't get me started on this. He takes half my paychecks on Project Rock stuff.
Hey man, dude used to be so funny on TV. But like, so I just added my slogan, and that's where the cheese wheel came up. So like, I'm first time playing football. That's the story. I don't know what a route tree is, so I just started calling my own routes. I think I was like that, and that was the first video that kind of got some views on TikTok when I first said it. I was like, screw that route tree. We finna run that cheese wheel, Parmesan cheddar provolone. And I ran a corner post, and it was a touchdown. And then like that video went crazy, and everybody was like, "Bro, that's like some of the creative stuff we done heard." And then I just started branching on to it. I started adding routes, the stop and Gouda, which is the stop and go, cheddar provolone, corner post. So that right there just went up. And then like I started making the MCU of characters. So I had people invested, like, cause because the story is not really a story anymore. It kind of is, but you know, people like the characters. So I just added characters I was playing in high school, made, you know, beasts with the characters. Just by like playing the game. Like I'll play a game and I'll see he's extra aggressive. I was like, okay, I'll put him I'll make a story around this guy, this one character on this team, and then I'll put him in college. Like when I did my commitment video. Like if you see, like a lot of people didn't notice, but I sent it to you. But down on the ticker, everybody I played in high school committed to a college. So like I kind of connected the story with that. And that's another thing. My green screen too. Like I have a green screen, and I was doing interviews. I haven't done one in a minute, but like that also took my channel because not too many people were doing that.
Yeah.
So just trying to find innovative ways to stay fresh. Different slogans, you know, different characters. So that's really what took my content creation, I feel like, to the next level from what it started off with.
And it grew quick. I will say that. I was amazed by like how quick it grew, because I remember when I was talking to a bunch of guys, streamers and stuff like that, they always said sports games weren't the itch. And that was all I played. Like, no lie. Like, all I do is play sports games. I mean, I play a couple of games now. I mean, obviously the new Marvel games and stuff like that I can get into, you know, some of the superhero realms and stuff like that. But I'm not into like, you know, the Call of Duty and stuff like that, like all the other people. I'm just not good at it. I hate playing people with it, because here's my thing. They love playing newer people just so they can laugh at them. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, bro, I don't sit here and turn this thing on just for you to shoot me before I can turn around just to shoot me again and laugh. So, I mean, I'm not learning anything from this. It's just like, all right, I'm going to anger management after I'm done playing this game. Like, it's like, what in the world? So, I mean, I play Madden, I play WWE, stuff like that. But it's like, I'm very simple oriented when it comes to playing video games. And when I watched your stuff, and I remember we talked about it when we saw each other.
We saw each other.
I was like, it's really cool to see the growth of that, because so many people tell me sports games are not the itch to stream on. And the way that you showed the little vignettes and stuff like that, I was just like, man, that's some entertaining stuff. And I remember I gave you credit on that, because I was like, dude, I really am intrigued by it. And I even told you, I was like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I thought about streaming video games, because I'm like, I don't really stream these things, but it's like when you do so much of the content creating thing, you're always looking at it as, all right, so what else can I do next into that realm? Because now we're already in the YouTube realm. What can we do to get into, the Twitch realm and stuff like that? Which I can care less about the Twitch realm. That is a nightmare of its own. I've tried the Kick realm and all that stuff. It's just, I like giving out the content. I like doing the little scenarios, stuff like that. But it's like, when you look at the overall thing, what they view it and stuff like that, I'm like, man, it's just a popularity test. Like, it's like, how you get this stuff on here and stuff like that. So what keeps you going, and what are some of the things that we could look forward to in the near future, obviously going into 2024 and stuff like that? So, like, what are some of the things that really motivate you, and what are some of the things that gives you ideas to produce the content that you give?
Like producing the content, I've always, I'm a positive person, like anybody who, around me. So I like making people, I like making people laugh. And so I'll get like comments on, my video. It's like, hey man, I love these videos. They make my day. I look forward to these. I'm like, man, so now I got to
go.
I gotta make content to keep going. So, you know what I'm saying? And people want to know what happens next. So like, it always keeps me creative and going, even though like it may take, like, people don't realize editing content takes forever. Editing it
never ends. Let's just put it that way. It never ends
at all. So you really got to be motivated to actually do it. So like, when people leave messages like that, I'm just like, man, I got to do it, because now people are invested. Like they're invested in the cheese wheel, the mouse trap.
You ain't thought about making a T-shirt for the cheese wheel and stuff like that?
And so I have been thinking about it. I need to find somebody to make me something. I got to find a good designer to make me, just something, it doesn't have to be crazy, just something I can, put out. And that's really kind of where I want to go with my next step. I just have to see about the best way of going and doing it. But yeah, I want to put out T-shirts, and a couple people asked me, like, man, when the T-shirts come.
I mean, bro, if you think about the cheese wheel, the mouse trap, those are some pretty cool slogans, like how you just quoted, our favorite wrestler. I mean, still probably the greatest of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, my opinion.
His T-shirts had the words that came off of his mottos, like "Just bring it, sign me up, buying this shirt right now." It doesn't matter. Like, the most simplest things, and that's something I learned in the pro wrestling realm. To way to get yourself. This is how you know you've made it. If you can just make a little word or something like that and make it to where more people are buying it, your name is getting that overall thing. And that's something I learned with the podcast is when I made, obviously, these logos and stuff like that, I'm seeing people wearing the hats, wearing the shirts and stuff like that. And it motivates you to keep doing these things, because we're in this realm where we look at it, you have to be in this mindset, and I'm pretty sure you agree with me on this, is where you constantly just push it out, keep doing all the content as much as you can. Sometimes it does give an exhaustion type scenario, but when you see that one comment, that one representation when you go on the field and they sit there and quote one of your videos, it motivates you like, all right, that hour that I dread, it's paid off. It's worth it now. It's really worth it and stuff like that. So before we end this off, I do got to ask you, what is one of the most toughest experiences that you have had with content creating?
Let me see. The toughest thing I had, well, the toughest thing I have is, like, I know I was talking about editing, but consistently dropping it every week, I still struggle with, because, you know, stuff be going on with life and stuff like that. Like, that is the biggest challenge. Just like, okay, I dropped this video, and you know, you sit around and you got the video just sitting there, but you haven't edited it. 5 days that went by, 6 days, 7. It's like, oh snap, I gotta get this out. And then so, like, that's a challenge that I you know what I'm saying, I am dealing with, because then, like, sometimes I don't want to say I feel rushed, but it's like, okay, I gotta get this out. Like, I don't want to take away the quality, but I gotta get this out.
Nostalgia towards it as well.
Yeah, so, yeah. Like, I want to get it out. And I have to get it out, but I still have to be creative. So, like, that's probably my biggest challenge. And people will say that's probably my biggest challenge. If you see my drop schedule, it fluctuates a lot depending on what's going on in the week. But I let everybody know I do be trying. So
yeah. He's there.
Yeah.
Give the mouse some time, man. Give him the mouse some time. He's eating the cheese. Let him eat the cheese.
That part, Granny called, you know, Granny, baby, you forgot the mac and cheese in the fridge I made. You know what I'm saying? You got, you know,
you gotta fuel it up. You gotta fuel up first.
Yeah, I gotta go to Granny house, mac and cheese. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I like that. So I do love when you talk about that concept. Have you ever thought about maybe a certain day that you're going to post the content out? Because, like, my episodes, they go out on Friday every week at 5 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Central time. And I already have it promoted out. My biggest thing is, and I love how you talked about this, my biggest thing is I try to make sure at least there's 2 posts about my upcoming episode between Wednesday, and sometimes I can get it out on Tuesday, but it just varies on those. But if I can get those done by Wednesday, I'm in a good mood, because if I get those content out at that time, okay, I know I've had the word out a little bit, even though it's really cool when you promote it out and it goes on the thing and it shows out. And I love how when it says 6, 7, 8, 20, 40, stuff like that. And it's just like, it really blows my mind. It's like, wow, people are really taking time to watch this, even if it's just taking a glance. Like, it's really cool seeing that, even though everybody wishes they could be like Joe Rogan and be like, oh, new episode out, 12 million views, first 12 minutes. It's like, we're doing the same thing. You got X, Y, Z, everything.
You got all that going on.
I mean, it's just crazy. So, all right, Brian, is there any last things you want to say, guys? If you can, guys, make sure you follow his links below. Check out his TikTok. Check out the content that we're talking about. We're also going to have some cool vignettes as well at the ending of this recording as well, so you could see some of the cool stuff that he has presented. I love his interview. That was pretty funny. Where he looked at it, was like, why Florida? I just love that one. I mean, that was perfect, because I'm not even a Gator fan. And I love when you were like, you're doing your thing. I remember we talked about it. I was like, bro, I'm not even a Gator fan. And I shared your stuff. Like, it's just super entertaining what you're bringing. And I love when you talked about that nostalgia with wrestling. I could see it in your content and stuff like that. So that was also really cool.
Yeah, man. But, and the Florida Gator one that you're talking about, shout out to Jordan McKenzie. He gave me the idea to do the hats, and I just made it a whole skit for my commitment. So shout out to him. I got to shout him out. But yeah, man, if you're coming from my content, follow Buzzing with Marlowe. All his links are here. He does great interviews. If you love wrestling, definitely check him out. A lot of great wrestling content. Check them out, man. And yeah, man, just keep tuning in. You know,
one day on the shows.
Yeah, man. So one day, you know, future plans for Mouse. Play this season out. We're gonna weigh our options. You know what I'm saying? The draft might be in the future. I don't know if he's gonna go back to college, but we gotta take it to the league. You know what I'm saying? Gotta bring the cheese wheel to the league. But yeah, man, that's really all I got to say. Appreciate you for having me.
Definitely, man.
Appreciate everybody for checking it out. Hope you enjoyed it. Good content coming from both of us for the rest of the, you know, the year from then on and there.
Hey, I love it. Guys, we want to thank everybody for watching. If you, like we said, follow the links below. Check out my boy Brian over here, man. I'm telling you, entertaining stuff. I don't like the Florida Gators. If anybody knows who I am, I do not like the blue and orange on anything. You will never see me wear blue and orange on the same outfit. That does not work for me. And I will share his content talking about him playing with the Florida Gators as a receiver, then getting beaten and then go back on defense. It's so entertaining, guys. I can't wait for you to see the clips. After we're done with this recording, you're going to see the work as well. I'm telling y'all are going to get a few laughs in. It's super entertaining. And I love the fact that it's so real. And he's been doing so much common stuff with it. The stories have been adapted and stuff like that. So, guys, like he said before, make sure you follow every single thing that you see down there below. Go in there, support it. And like he said, man, give him time. He's eating cheese. He's fueling up, and that content going to be there. So, guys,
man. Yes, sir.
So, guys, this is another episode of Buzzing with Marlowe, and we will see you down the road. Later.
Tom, we are here with Mouse Graham, who just got cooked by Justin Beck in the state finals last week. He's here to make his college decision. His teammate has just committed to Tennessee, and experts believe he will go join him. Now, Mouse, where will you be attending school? All right, hurry it up now. We ain't got all day.
We're going to the Gators, baby. Gator Nation.
In a shocking turn of events, Mouse to the Gators. If that ain't the countryest shit I've ever heard. Anyways, now, Mouse, you just signed with the Gators, who just signed Tyler Jackson from Sandalwood High, Steve's arch enemy, and you will play Steve later on in the season. Why pick Florida?
You know, they told me they can develop me into Joe Hayden, maybe the next Percy Harvin. You know what I'm saying? I might have to put Steve in the mousetrap, but it is what it is, man.
So Percy Miller and Joe Biden is who they will develop you into? Makes sense to me.
Bruh.
We don't care. Anyways, Javon Johnson has just committed to FSU from the confines of his own home. An NCAA young boy is now at LSU after getting kicked out of the Under Armour All-American game for fighting the whole defense for messing up his one play. But anyways, guys, it's going to be a wild ride next year.
Oh, 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 oh.